Hello, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. Okay, I'm recording this in Florida. We're visiting the grandkids, but we live really in Texas. And growing up in Texas, there was something called Texas Proud. And the idea was that Texans seemed to have this inordinate pride, some would say arrogance, over the fact that they are living citizens, if you will, of Texas. Texans are notoriously for bragging about how everything's bigger in Texas and everything's better in Texas. And there are jokes to this effect. And I grew up with that mentality being taught a little tongue-in-cheek to me, certainly by my friends and people that I was around. And I was thinking about that today because I wanted to talk to you about a Greek word. It's politeuomai. Politeuomai is only used twice in the New Testament, and both times by Paul, though one time it's Paul being quoted by Luke in the book of Acts. But the idea behind this word is the idea behind the first part of the word, the polita part of it is city. And politeuomai is a reference to living as a citizen. Now, when you're a citizen of some place, whether it's Texas or anywhere else, it comes with rights, but it also comes with responsibility. And that's just a fact of citizenship. You get certain citizen rights, but you get certain citizen responsibilities. It was no different in the time of Paul. So when Paul uses this word, politeuomai, this idea of conducting your life like a citizen, he's using a word that would carry with it ideas of rights and responsibilities. And it's fascinating now with that in mind to look at the two times Paul uses it. The first time we find it is in Acts 23, verse 1. Now, Paul's there testifying in front of the council. He's been arrested. He's arguably been cited for disturbing the peace. People want to see him strung up for it. And Paul says that he has conducted his life in a responsible way before God. And it's interesting to look at politeuomai as the word for he's conducted his life, with the idea that Paul's recognizing a responsibility he has to live right before God, but also the rights that go with that. Paul's saying that I haven't been disturbing the peace. I have lived my life, conducted my life as a responsible citizen should before God. So you've got that example of Paul claiming to have lived in a politeuomai and conducting himself as a citizen in a good way. The second example comes in Philippians 1, verse 27. And this is something I'll be teaching on this Sunday. If you want to tune in live on the internet, www.biblical-literacy.com. It's on Facebook, but it's also on YouTube. Links probably below. But come live, 9:30 Sunday morning, Champion Forest Baptist Church, Houston, Texas. I will look at this because Paul says to the Philippians in chapter 1, verse 27, that they should conduct their lives, politeuomai, in a manner worthy of the gospel. So think about this for a moment. Paul's saying, live your life as a citizen in a manner that's worthy of the gospel. The idea is that the gospel has transformed us to where our citizenship with rights and responsibilities is one that's explained and defined by the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ. It changes where I belong. In a very real sense, I'm a citizen of the kingdom of God. And Paul says with that right comes responsibility that we should live our lives worthy of that citizenship. So I'm going to be musing on this today, that I want to conduct my life, my politeuomai, as a citizen of God's kingdom, with all of the rights and responsibilities. And with all due respect to Texas and Texas bragging, doesn't hold a candle to the bragging rights in the kingdom of God. The key is we're bragging on God, not ourselves. But that's your video thought for the day.